Swordfighter. Sora. One, go! Step into the ring. Choose your fighter. Banjo and Kazooie.
Welcome, everybody, to Week 5 of CACC. Post-Smash versus Bloomfield today. I'm Frisco. Thank you for joining us. Now, tonight, gonna be, as I said, gonna be Post-University versus Bloomfield. And back in the lineup is gonna be Astro this week. Yesterday, Astro was not able to make yesterday's match, but we have Astro back in the lineup today. As usual, which differs from ECAC, CACC leagues are going to be 3 versus 3, so 9 stocks per team. And coming up for Post first is going to be Box on Sonic. And they are going to be going up against Rocco from Bloomfield. Now, we're going through the process of bans right now, and the ECAC stage list is going to be the same as the CACC one. What do you mean, where my face at? I'm right here. Granted, I was on this screen right here. Apologies. Now I'm talking here. I always start it with the Smash screen. I always feel like I should. It just feels adapt. Doesn't necessarily have to be my face, but if you want to look at my face, I am right here. Good sir. Oh, in Rocket League, well, you guys won? Rocket League won 4-2. Nice, 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 nice. Beautiful, beautiful. So, going into this, Box is banning Smashville for the first ban. Then Bluefield gets a response with their 2 bans, which are going to be Town and Battlefield. So, that leaves open Pokemon Stadium 2 and Small Battlefield. Oh, that's awesome. Then took on the number 1. That's awesome. That's good. No, if I recall, I'm not so much of a Rocket League player myself, but if I recall, doesn't your Rocket Team League, like, really rocket? I didn't even mean that pun. That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, every time I hear something about the Rocket League team, it seems like they're always winning. That's great. Hey, keep hitting those soccer balls with those cars, man. Sometimes I wish I was more into Rocket League. I feel like it would be fun to commentate Rocket League. I It's not my game, man. I wish it was. It seems fun. It really does. And I know a lot of people who really love Rocket League. So it looks like we're going to be doing random characters for a lag test going into this. So we're going to have a little bit of a slap fest right now, just for a moment.
Ready?
Why not? We can take a good old look at a slap fest. Now that's a character right there, Rosalina and Luma. You never see anybody play Rosalina and Luma anymore. Which is nuts. It's actually, Rosalina's actually a pretty good character. That's the one thing about Smash. There are so few bad characters in this game, and you can reason a lot of the quote-unquote bad characters are still somewhat viable depending on how you want to look at it. Even like Mac can be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know where Peanut is anymore, if he still plays. But there's so few characters that I would say are like unviable in this game. Like really. I like the cat outfit, though, with the cowboy hat.
Game.
I hope they're actually playing Mii Fighter. Or Mii Brawler, rather. Rosalina and Luma. And of course, we are starting this next match on Pokemon Stadium 2. You know, the typical favorite for a lot of players. I will say, though, these past, like, few weeks, we haven't really been seeing a lot of Pokemon Stadium 2 gameplay actually, like, occurring. It hasn't really been a thing, and I am grateful for that. But to be fair, I give a lot of flack to Pokemon Stadium 2, and I shouldn't. Pokemon Stadium 2 is a really good stage. It's fun. It's super hype. Some of the best matches that Smash has ever had happen in Pokemon Stadium 2. But it gets played so often. And I'm glad that people tend to ban it a bit more often now. But here we go. Oh, Piranha Plant versus Sonic. Now, Piranha Plant as a character is, I will say, pretty hard carried by one move, and that is Patooey. And that's not to say Piranha Plant doesn't have like other good moves, but Piranha Plant really is Patooey the character. That move just defines the entire neutral aspect of this character. So it really becomes a matter of how can, well, the footstool! Oh my god, that would have been awesome. So right now it really becomes a matter of how well can Box avoid Patooey in a lot of these matchups. Now, Box might have the matchup experience being able to play against Wildfire on the team, and the stocks are pretty even right now. But again, you have to really be careful where you land when trying to avoid things like Patooey and Plant Down B. And we kind of saw that already, where Sonic tried to do a high recovery and got caught up in the down B, which is that move right there where he extends his neck. Hey, Bobblehead, how's it going? Good job jumping over Patooey. Gonna land on top of Plant right now. Backing wave, give it a little bit of distance. Good shield pressure, not able to get the punish with up smash. Gonna go for the back throw. Close to leading into tech situation. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more commitment with that spin dash to get right past that down B, but up smash, not quite enough to take it yet. Really good punishment, though. Plant is a very heavy character. That pot, oh, unfortunate. Landing on platform, and that is going to get punished with that up smash. Dash attacking the Pop Plant right up off the side. Up smash, good for the punish. Again, not quite enough to kill. That move might be a little stale. 130% now. One more of those should be able to kill. Now to be able to get the shield poke, though. Jab is going to send off into a tech situation. Good job shielding the Patooey. Giving a little bit of distance. Going a little bit of shield pressure right there, but staying in shield. Oh, getting caught in the down B again, too. And here's the problem. When you're behind as Sonic, you really try to vie for a lot of these kill options. But you have to be patient. You have to do a lot of like safe spin dashes and really try to get that cross up on shield. And unfortunate with the SD facing the wrong way in the up B recovery. Gonna be a little tough to recover in that situation. Oh, but able to steal out the stock with an F smash right now. Now, there is still quite a bit of time on the clock. As Sonic, you have to wait out a lot of these attacks in order to actually break through and get these damage percent deficiencies back in line. Oh, I actually like sneaking underneath that down B. That down B is quite laggy, so if you can get underneath it, it is a very good punishment opportunity. Good job backing away, not able to get hit with a down B. But the back air is going to be super strong, and Sonic is super light. That is going to get the kill. Post Eagles down to 6. And Bloomfield down to 8. Yeah, unfortunate. So now Post has to worry about, 1, what stage to bring Piranha Plant to, and 2, who to send in. But I believe we're going to be seeing the Plant Ditto, which at that point, there's not really anything about stage bans at that point if you are going to send in Wildfire to do the Ditto, which to be honest, I think is actually a pretty decent idea at this point. Post is going to be going into this with a slight stock lead in the match, not in the round itself, but in the match. And Wildfire is going to be very familiar with the Ditto matchup more than likely. I imagine this is a lot of patience. I imagine the first plant to try and approach is going to be the plant that loses first. It's probably very similar to how the Banjo Ditto goes, I would say. The Banjo Ditto, in a lot of ways, is really toxic because that matchup, and I kind of see this one going the same way. The first player to use Wonder Wing is usually the one who loses because Wonder Wing can be easily punished. That's the way I'm kind of seeing this. The first the first one of the characters to actually approach and try to contest Patui is probably the one who loses. Plant is really much the trap character, setting up a lot of these traps for whatever player approaches or is sent into disadvantage. The first player who's gonna try and be the approachee, or or ends up in disadvantage, is probably going to be the one who loses. Because then you have to navigate around a character's traps that you don't necessarily have a whole lot of answers to getting around those traps, except for throwing Patui. Your probably only option to getting around of these is to not engage and throw Patui, and hopefully your Patui beats out the other one. I imagine we're going to be going to... where are we going? We're going to Small Battlefield. That's where we're going. I don't have to guess anymore. Small Battlefield with the Plant Ditto. Wonderful. Such beautiful foliage. Green and blue. Such natural. Blue is very natural to plants. And we can see, a little bit of footsies. Not really wanting to approach so hard. Blue is post. So the blue Piranha Plant is Post University. Green is Bloomfield. Oh, here we go. Right now, Wildfire is having a little bit of trouble, though able to power right through that up smash with down B. Gonna get a little bit more damage in with Poison Cloud. But this is kind of the problem. None of these projectiles are really approach tools. So the second, and there we go, the stock sealed out against Post, evening out the stocks for this match right now. Very unfortunate. But once one of these plants sets up shop, it's very hard to break in because Plant doesn't have a ton of approaching tools. So you really need to be very careful in how you make any approaches. You need to do a lot of back steps. And that up smash is going to come out right after the armor depletes on the down B. Up smash not quite enough to get that kill. Again, Plant is a very heavy character. Going for the 2-frame on Patui. Down B, calling out the high recovery. Gonna intercept that with the down B. Stocks are evened out. Can Wildfire take this last one? Back air and eking out a little bit. That's probably, to be fair, that's probably Plant's best approach tool is that Nair, which is such a little dinky move. It's so funny. Ooh, Patui. Disadvantage. You do not want to be above Plant in these situations. Dash attack back. Getting snuffed out with that F smash. Ooh, I like the jab pressure through Poison Cloud. Oh, this is looking very good for Wildfire right now. Can Wildfire steal it out? Oh, that back air wasn't able to come out in time. Gotta get stuffed out. Oh, F smash, F smash. Oh, I wanted another F smash. It's probably a little better to go for the down smash, though. Oh, really good back hit with the down smash. Putting Post a little bit closer. Post now down to 4. And Bloomfield down to 6. It's actually the same amount of stock difference. But still, at the very least, Post gets another shot at it. Oh. Bloomfield down to 6. Post down to 4. Yep. 80. Okay, perfect. So next up is going to be V from Bloomfield on Pyra, which this is going to be a very tough matchup for Plant. Especially Pyra. I feel like Pyra is going to be so good at preventing a lot of these Patui setups with Blazing End. Blazing End is going to be so difficult for Wildfire to really navigate around. But with the stage list, there might be some opportunity. It feels as though you might want to go for I feel like you need to go for a bigger stage, to be honest, just to get away from Pyra's side B. Because here's the problem. In theory, you might want to take a smaller stage as Plant in order to be closer for Pyra and Mithra. In theory. But you have to remember, Pyra's side B will essentially travel the entirety, not the entire stage, but it will travel a good distance across that Smashville stage. Whereas if you go to a stage like Pokemon Stadium 2, there's a bit more different distance that you can put yourself in to keep that away. So there's a bit of a give and take into this. I mean, you could also go for Kalos Pokemon League and try to set up a Patui on those platforms on the sides if you really want. It's like, what stage are you really trying to leave open to convince them to go to? I feel like it's a tough one. And in either case, this is going to be the bans from Post. So it's a matter of what stages do you leave open to deny Pyra. I would probably say get rid of Smashville, get rid of Hollow Bastion. Give yourself a little bit of space so you don't have to interact with that side B every single time. Maybe multiple platforms to give you space to actually navigate around instead of that one big platform. At the very least, go for a dual plat. Like a wider stage dual plat, I would say, with Pokemon Stadium 2. I feel like Pokemon Stadium 2 would be your best bet for a lot of this. Try and convince them to go to Pokemon Stadium 2, I would say. Then again, Wildfire's going to have their own opinions. And right now, the bans are Final Destination, Smashville, and Hollow Bastion. I think those are some pretty smart bans right now. Pyra Sign B, not going to be as much of an issue, I would say. I have a feeling they're going to pick Town and City, though. I think they're going to pick Town and City. Either Town and City or Kalos Pokemon League. I think they're going to pick one of those. That's my guess. Let's see what they pick. I think best case scenario is they pick Pokemon Stadium 2. I think that's best scenario right now for Wildfire. I'm actually super curious to see what they pick. I love this. Is actually probably stage selection is probably my favorite part of a lot of Smash and like the competitive aspect to it, because I love trying to discern what you can take from your character versus the other character and really trying to like put things in your favor. I like that aspect of it a lot, and sometimes it's not so clear. I think a matchup like that is not the most clear, but I do think Pokemon Stadium 2 right now would be best for Piranha Plant, whereas Town of the City would be the optimal, or either Town of the City or Kalos would be optimal pick for Pyramithra. That's what it feels like. And they pick Small Battlefield. So I think that's actually... so they're going for a smaller stage to be a little closer to Plant, probably because, again, Small Battlefield is smaller than Pokemon Stadium 2. I believe Small Battlefield is actually smaller than Kalos Pokemon League as well. Lengthwise, so they're definitely trying to close a little bit of distance to Piranha Plant. This is probably a good middling stage for the two of them. But now Wildfire does have to really work around that Pyra side B when it does come out. I think the best shot is if you're able to convince them to stay in Mythra for an extended period of time, because Mythra still needs to engage you directly in a lot of stuff. Especially if you can get a sneaky kill. If you can get a sneaky kill against Mythra, that'd be really great. First, that's because of situations like that. That one hit was able to do so much damage against Mythra. But here comes the assault from Mythra, though. Mythra is so fast, and it can be so blazing how much damage she can get out with so many hits. And here comes Pyra. Good throw. Pyra in disadvantage right now. Oh, missing that down B just out of range. Oh, very good Patui. Very good Patui again, catching these high recoveries. Oh, that should have been a grab. Still, that was a very good call either way. Up tilt, not quite enough to hit. Plant is a big boy. I think Plant is female in this. I'm not sure. Dash attack. Cross up. Oh, that dash attack. Oh, not quite enough to kill yet. Good, get it from ledge. And here comes the side B. The side B. Oh, and the fair is going to seal the deal out. True. It is a big, it's a big them, yes. Now post down to 3. And we did see a lot of punishes come out in that with Patui. But again, Small Battlefield is a relatively small stage in comparison to kind of a middling stage. So it's a little hard to get away from a lot of these characters. And either way, the movement speed out of Mythra makes that very hard to get away too. I don't know. That matchup, I can't imagine that matchup is any fun for Plant. There's just so much happening. And so finally for post comes in Astro on Incineroar. And as with every other time Incineroar comes in, Incineroar wants Smashville or a Hollow Bastion and pretty much nothing else. And again, we always talk about Incineroar's movement capabilities in this game, how Incineroar is very slow in the air and on the ground, has some of the worst movement in general in this game, so the less distance Incineroar has to move, the better. So typically, just aiming for stages like Smashville, aiming for stages like Hollow Bastion. You can make reason that Incineroar is also going to be great on FD, but that's very matchup dependent. Now, in a matchup like this, where Pyra Mythra are very direct characters, I would say, spoiler alert, Smashville and Hollow Bastion. It's one of those things where you don't want them trying to evade you so hard on Mythra. And here's the thing. You might say, well, Frisco, you were just talking about in the last match how you don't want to bring Pyra to Hollow Bastion or Smashville because you don't want that side B going so far. Incineroar can just counter that. Incineroar has the ability of being able to counter right and kind of really go through that side B. And here's the thing. I think Incineroar's side B is going to be a much more scary tool in neutral on stages that small versus that side B. That side B is only there to really produce damage and disrupt neutral, which is a big problem for Plant. Not so much for Incineroar, who can decently still jump over stuff. He has armor and some attacks to power through some things, but really, his counter is going to be the big one to counteract the side B, I would say. So, hey, aim for that Smashville when you can. And we are going to Smashville. The bands were Kalos, Town, and Battlefield. So here we go. Going to Smashville. Now, this isn't to say, though, that Pyra can't work well on Smashville, because Pyra, in a lot of ways, is very much like Incineroar. But in the this will make the Mithra matchup all the more easy. And I shouldn't say easy, all the more bearable. Because it still won't be easy. Mithra is still a top-tier character, very Sheik-like in the attack movements, and that is something Incineroar will need to deal with. But at least this gives him a fighting chance. Here comes the down throw into the punishment. I always forget the first word. Oh, ray of punishment. That's it. Nair. Cover the platform. 86% on Incineroar. Needs to have a lot of damage to make up for this. But able to... just in 2 hits. Able to make up a lot of that difference. Trying to read the roll-in with the F-tilt, but that's going to get punished. Good. That was a really shaky recovery just because of the nature of a lot of these hits. And that Prominence Revolt is going to kill off the top. Here comes the up air. Hits. That sword is so big, though, and so quick. Oh, that's going to kill. Oh, no. Unfortunately, not able to get the full hit on the side B. Oh, I don't know what's up with the timings right now. Astro's not getting the timings right on side B right now. Fair, going to steal it out right now. Mithra is pretty light in comparison to some other characters. 54% though, 75 on Incineroar. Here comes the Prominence Revolt. Going for the jab to clear up a little bit of distance right now. Oh, that down air into up smash is such... Characters with down air, up smash combos. So infuriating. Oh, good patience. Going to the down throw. Not able to get the bear out. I think they were expecting a DIN. Hitting with the up air. Fast fall neutral air dodge. Dash attack to pop up. 150 on Astro right now. Ooh, that air dodge in could have been very punishing. Up smash not quite enough to kill Incineroar at this percent. Oh, and that is a big thing. They can turn that Lightning Buster around, so it's a very big fake out. That was a very big fake out on their part. Dash attack. Catching the tech situation. Down air. Down throw, rather. Fair. Photon Edge, though, going to pop up Incineroar. Lower fair, but not quite enough. Falling into a lot of these combos. Ooh, catching the jump with back air. Incineroar is still in this right now. 90% Rage is online. Oh, but that down air up smash is going to be enough to get the kill on Incineroar. Putting Post down to 0 stocks, and now we go back to the top of the order. Bloomfield in the lead, 1-0. All right, so Post is going to have to make some adjustments going into this. I'm going to do a quick Google search, because now I'm curious. Doing a quick Google search, sorry. I'm just very curious about... Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, apologies for that. So, going at the top of the order, we are going to be getting applesauce at the start of round 2. Applesauce is going to most likely be playing on Sora. Now, in this set, Applesauce is going to be fighting against Ja, and we're going to see who Ja plays. So first off, we have a town and city band coming from Bloomfield, which is interesting. So it seems like they want to avoid flatter stages. Not sure what that means in the character lineup, but let's do some investigation, shall we? So town and city is already banned. So they do not want to go to flat stages. So maybe you might want to consider getting rid of stages like Pokemon Stadium 2 and Battlefield, and opting for something like, and force them to go to either Smashville or Small Battlefield for some neutrality. So, box bans Smashville and Pokemon Stadium 2. Or rather, these are the bans coming from Applesauce. And I can understand that. Sora, I don't know, Sora's very versatile. Sora's a very versatile character, so I feel like Sora can pretty much work on almost any stage. It's just a matter of, you tend to want to ban things based off your opponent, but I'm not even sure what they're playing, so it's a little difficult to say. Emily Latella? Who's Emily Latella? Who is this mystery Emily Latella? Hi, Box Mom. How's it going? And so, let's see what Bloomfield picks for the final stage. So we're playing on Small Battlefield, which seems reasonable. Small Battlefield is a very neutral stage. Vast majority of I feel like almost every character in this game will say Small Battlefield is a good stage for them. It is at this point it is the quintessential stage for players. Which is funny because Small Battlefield didn't get added to the game until much later in the game's life. Ooh, we're getting the Ness matchup again. Character Gilda Radner played on Saturday Night Live, who would always get it wrong and then tell Jane Curtin, never mind. Yes, then I am exactly Emily Latella. Oh, you can make that back. You can make that back. You can make that back. No, I don't know what happened. What happened to the low recovery? Oh no, I missed that. Well, hey, you just gotta take it where you get. When you're down, you just gotta work your way back up. And PK Fire. Ooh. PK Fire lifting them up a little too high for that F Smash to come out in time. Very smart hitting Ness out of that PK Flash. PK Flash is only active as long as Ness is not hit. %90 on Applesauce right now, crossing up on Shield. Side B. Pressuring Shield, but Ness is small. So sometimes you got to watch out how often you throw that fair out because you might miss his shield altogether and then he can just punish you. Down air, going for the forward throw. No, going for back throw for the DI mix-up. And you know what? That was a successful DI mix-up just because of the sheer amount of percent. That was actually pretty smart. Going for these Ness combos right now. Down air, going for the drag down and up air. Back air is going to miss, but going for a lot of this pressure with up air. Side B. Ooh, I like the combo break with neutral B. Back air off stage, going for the PK flash, but catching the high recovery with fair. Oh, and PK flash is going to catch that side B. You could tell that applesauce wasn't quite sure how to recover after getting knocked out on the high recovery, then going for a more mid recovery, and just able to get that call out with PK flash, putting post down to 6 stocks, and Bloomfield still at 9. Now, next for post is going to be Eevee. Eevee going to be on Mii Swordfighter, which this could be a little tough for Mii Swordfighter. Now, Mii Swordfighter does have an advantage in this somewhat because Ness as a character tends to be very stubby. Now, Ness has a lot of multi-hits. Ness has a lot of multi-hits that linger. That's Ness's big claim to fame a lot in this game, and his projectile play is how far he can kind of throw his projectiles, and how lingering a lot of his hitboxes are with things like fair and up air, and then he has big hits with things with like back air, and then the spikes with the down air. But Ness does struggle against characters with swords. Ness doesn't have a great mid-range game a lot of the time. He can contest a lot with a burst range out of fair, but sometimes he gets snuffed out by swords. And of course, Mii Swordfighter has a sword. But the primary problem with Mii Swordfighter in this situation is going to be his movement. Mii Swordfighter's movement isn't the greatest. Mii Swordfighter is kind of held down by that. So how well spacing comes into play is going to be really dependent on how well Eevee can kind of maintain little micro movements and whatnot against Ness to kind of snuff out a lot of these hits. Now, Gale Strike will be effective in mitigating a lot of PK Fire if you can, because I'm pretty sure Gale Strike goes farther than PK Fire. And then you can get follow-ups based off of if Gale Strike hits and whatnot. But I really think this is going to be coming down to how patient Eevee can play. And a lot of it is staying away from Ness with a lot of like micro movements and snuffing out with things like with fair or back air, and keeping just out of range of Ness's little hands, his grubby little hands. So in this case, they are banning FD, Kalos, and Town. FD, Kalos, and Town. So they do not want flat stages whatsoever again, which is very interesting to me. Honestly, I think Eevee might want to opt for like Smashville or Hollow Bastion. It's something where Ness is going to be moving around a lot. You're going to be relying on micro movements a lot anyway. Might as well go very micro with a stage, I would say. And at the very least, you can stand on a platform and send Gale Strike off of it for a lot of edge guarding situations. But we are going to be going to Small Battlefield again, which is fine. I think Small Battlefield is a very neutral stage, is very fine. Will work out decently well. And I will say, there is one part where it might be smart to not go to Smashville in the sense that Ness's back throw is very, very, very strong. And it gives him a very solid way to kill somebody from the edge of a small stage like Smashville. Makes it a little easier. Where at the very least, in Small Battlefield, you have a bit more room. It makes it a bit harder to get those grabs in. So it might actually, Small Battlefield might be the primo choice to go to avoid some of those situations if you have the opportunity. I just assumed applesauce was everybody's goat. That was my assumption. You don't have to state the obvious, Ghosty. And right now we are requesting a lag test. So we're going to have a little bit of a slap fest right now. Nothing at risk. Just a little bit of a lag test.
Ready?
Lag test.
Go!
Look at Mii Swordfighter, a beautiful ballerina in a cyber outfit. I love Final Fantasy music.
Game! Ness wins!
And lag test done, and now we can go into the actual match. Here we go. Again, Eevee is going to have to really rely on getting a lot of punishes going on Ness overextending. I think the moment you try and go for a lot of these big approaches on Ness, it's going to be a little tough. Oh no, going into PK Fire. Oh no, in the DI! No, the DI was a little too suspect on that. I'm pretty sure Eevee was holding out for the beginning part of that. Unfortunate. Good counter, though. Getting the follow-up with up air. And it's not going to be quite safe on that shield hit. That's going to get punished by dash attack and forward air and whatnot. High recovery. You're going to get snuffed out by that forward air again. And that's the big big move in a lot of this matchup. If you're approaching, you are likely going to get snuffed out by that forward air. That forward air it lingers for so long, it's probably going to hit you. Oh, and the air dodge down. Oh, I don't know if they had burned their jump, but that's super unfortunate. You got to hold on to your jump or realize when it's still there. There for the shield pressure, but here comes the PK Fire into the grab. Oh, and PK Flash was lingered just enough to get the hit, even though Ness got hit in the face with that sword. Fair off stage. Oh, no, such a low recovery. Oh, you hate to see it. But that's going to put Post down to their last 3 stocks of the round. And then finally for Post, this round is going to be Astro. Going against Ness, which might be a little tough because Ness has the projectile game, the close quarters game with Fair and dash attack and whatnot, these lingering hitboxes that Incineroar is definitely not going to like. Ban all these PC players, especially this Ness. True. You're banned. All of you are banned. Ghosty said so. Ghosty's a CACC judge. I'm not going to tell you which one, but he is. So, automatically goes to Post. Automatically. Ghosty said so. Now, Incineroar does have a lot of work to get into through this matchup. I don't imagine this is a matchup Incineroar and especially likes. But, if you can go to Smashville, and you can get your punishes in, put Ness into shield, use your side B. Hopefully it works out. But in this case, oh, they are banning Smashville, FD, and Kalos. That does leave Town and City, which is a pretty flat stage, that could work to, I will say, Town and City could work for Incineroar, because it is a flat stage. However, Hollow Bastion is clearly right there. I actually think Town and City is also makes recovering for Ness a little harder because of the way how flat that stage is. It's a lot easier for Ness to pineapple when having to recover with PK Thunder. I think Hollow Bastion is a slightly more correct answer for Incineroar specifically, but I can see it. I mean, I can see if you wanted to pick Town and City, and in this case, we are going to Hollow Bastion. I think is the correct call. I really do. Hollow Bastion. Now, Ness will like that middle platform, but so does Incineroar. So here we go. Oh, good back air, punishing the approach. And that's how you have to do it. Incineroar needs to really work the space very carefully. Yeah, punishing the landing with dash attack. Ooh, that was such a well-spaced fair going around PK Flash. That was very risky, but it was well worth the risk. Oh, good backing out. Good SDI out of PK Fire. Getting pop-up out of there. Up air, go up air. Maybe kill off the top with up air. Not quite enough. PK Flash. Good. Taking your time recovering. Oh, but the follow-through with back air is going to be very tough. Very nice recovery with up B. This Ness is not letting Incineroar recover. Those fairs cover so much room, and the back air out of shield catching the jump, putting Astro at a disadvantage in stocks. The 100%, and Ness is a light character. Whoa! Reading the air dodge in with that F tilt. So strong. That down tilt is going to be so strong in this matchup because Ness's recovery is very susceptible. Ness does not like recovering low with PK Thunder. Much as prefers air dodging, because air dodging to ledge will get rid of that 2-frame window. When not though, that down tilt on Incineroar is gonna be so good whenever he does recover with PK Thunder. Not able to SDI out of the fire, putting Astro at 90%, only 13 on the Ness player right now, and that back air covering up so much space. Not able to cut off the top with Yo-Yo. What is really doing Astro right now are these disadvantage situations. When Incineroar is in disadvantage against Ness, it is very hard to get around it. Good back throw, 47%. Down tilt into Nair, hitting the opposite direction though, giving Ness stage control again. Very unfortunate. That back hit is very unfortunate. Oh, and that was untechable. The red just denotes it was untechable at that percent. So there was not a whole lot Astro could do in that situation. It's one of those things where just don't put yourself in that situation, which is easier said than done. Fair combos. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, good recovery, but the fair is gonna catch that jump. You gotta take your time, Roll in. Oh, not able to catch with the side B. Oh, Nair catching the shield drop. PK Thunder lingering. Oh, the panic. The panic is setting in right now. That Nair caught that roll. That's insane. Oh, and it's super unfortunate. This disadvantage when you're Incineroar is so tough. It's so tough to get around a character like that with such lingering hitboxes. Yeah. I don't even know what you necessarily do. You have to be so patient at ledge, trying to get around. It's so tempting to either roll or jump, but sometimes you have to risk getting hit at ledge for the neutral get up, I feel like sometimes, because then you can get a bit more easily in shield and then perform an action after that. But unfortunately, that is going to put Post down to 0 stocks, and that is going to give Bloomfield the win 2-0 over Post. Yeah, unfortunate, very unfortunate. But again, as I always say, these are learning experiences. That last matchup, it's just tough. Incineroar is not about really getting around with movement those lingering hitboxes. He likes getting in his few hits every so often and then getting, you know, the kill off of a couple hits. That's where he really shines. He likes it when characters they feel so pressured they have to be forced into shield, but a character like Ness doesn't want to be in shield. He just wants to really throw out buttons and really contest, and that's where Incineroar himself can really struggle. He doesn't have great out of shield options to really deal with a lot of those lingering hitboxes, and he gets shield poked a ton. But yeah, GG's to Bloomfield. GG's to them. Very good showing this week. But again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I've been Frisco, and this has been CACC Week 5 with Post versus Bloomfield. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week for Smash. So, we'll see you soon. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye-bye.